Double-double for Gooden. Stevenson coughs it up. Wall triggers it. Beal steps into it. He buries it.
Big-time game twos in the NBA playoffs. That's why we need the man Howard Beck to tell us how it's going to go. Howard, in game one, it was all Wizards, John Wall, Bradley Beal, and there is discontent in the Pacers locker room. What do you see happening in game two?
Well, when Roy Hibbert plays 18 minutes and gets no rebounds and no points, there's going to be some discontent, and that discontent is out of control now. Look, the Pacers dropped the opener of their first-round series 2 to Atlanta. They did rally and come back and win that series. Not saying it's a direct analogy. The Wizards are a much better team, and the way Trevor Ariza was shooting in game one, it's just making it that much more difficult for the Pacers. So yeah, they got to get Hibbert back to being Hibbert, if that's even possible anymore. But this is their season, basically. I mean, this game two is their season. You go down 0-2, going back to Washington, you're done. So if there's any life left in the Pacers, if Roy Hibbert even knows how to play center anymore, this would be the time to do it. I do think they'll make that stand. They'll take game two, get back in this thing.
It is a similar situation in the Western Conference. The Clippers go into OKC. Chris Paul puts on an absolute show. The Thunder need to bounce back, especially Westbrook. What do you see happening in game two?
Well, you know, the Thunder at least didn't have the same problem they had in the first round where they just couldn't score and they couldn't break loose of the Grizzlies' defense. They scored in game one. Westbrook and Durant both were productive. They were fairly efficient. They didn't get a lot of help, but their biggest problem was defense. They couldn't keep Blake Griffin out of the paint. They couldn't keep DeAndre Jordan from slamming down lob dunks. Chris Paul going 8 for 9 from the three-point line. He'd never made more than 5 three-pointers in a game in his career before, so there's a little bit of an anomaly aspect to that game one performance. I think the Thunder will rally back. I think they tie the series at 1-1.
Between Perkins and, oh, look at Ibaka getting to the rim. Put the move on Griffin.